Hey, what's up gamers? It's your boy MattTGM here back again, and welcome to the TGM Game Awards for 2019 or 2020. I don't know when I'm going to get this video out. Specifically, the Game Awards for the last 20 years, seeing as we'll be celebrating my favorite games ever in a bit of a different way this year. Seeing as last year I didn't actually finish my top 24 games of all time. A bit of a letdown that. So basically what's happening is that I've got a few categories lined up, and I've got nominations for each category. We're going to review each choice, and then we'll be picking an overall winner for the particular category, like any award show does. Now of course all of these choices were picked by a team of experts under much revision. Days and months and years went into picking these winners, and by team of course I mean it was all just me. Obviously the rules go one game per franchise per category, because otherwise I could just have every Assassin's Creed game for best open world, and that would kinda ruin the individuality of the video, so I'm just trying to spice it up a little bit. And another rule, which is the final and most important part of the awards, is that I'm not saying that these are the best games ever, like the best at what they do for each category. They're my favorite for what they do in each category, okay? Don't kill me. Plus, I can only put games that I've actually played on the list, so that's why E.T. for the Atari isn't number one in every single category, okay? Calm down. So, with all that said, let's go delve into the last 20 years of MattTGM's gaming history and see what monstrosities we can dig up from the depths of his really weird childhood United video renting obsession. So, as you guys have probably figured out by now, I bloody love video games, right? But I haven't really filled you guys in on my preferences for them, the specifics of what I think makes a game great. One of those preferences is an open world. I really love the freedom of being able to wander wherever you want, all across the land of whatever realm you're exploring. Having a wide open world lets the developers put so much awesome stuff hidden in all the corners for the players to find over hours and hours of just exploration. I mean, or you can just fill it with a whole lot of generic nothing. That's fun as well, right? So this category is, if you couldn't tell, going to cover my favorite open world in a video game. And the nominations are Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Sailing the Caribbean seas on the Jackdaw was a fantastic time. There were 3 major cities, dozens of small islands, and all of them were yours to explore, once you got past the giant ships that would kill you if you so much as dared look in their general direction. The cities had their own unique atmosphere, and within them were small side missions, chests, papers that you could get shanties from, all that good stuff. In the open sea, there was hunting quests where you could butcher the native wildlife of the Caribbean, rogue waves, tornado motherfuckers, tons of ships. You never ran out of things to do. Adding to that are the amazing mine temples that carried tons of atmosphere as you explored them and uncovered their mysteries, and also slaughtered their native wildlife. God, no one tell Peter about this game, okay? There were a few underwater levels as well, and while they were quite terrifying, they were still pretty fun. I've never played Mario 64, and yet I still have PTSD whenever I see an eel. Plus, you got shirtless Edward Kenway. I mean, he's not Chris Pratt, but... Batman Arkham City. The best world in the Arkham games is Arkham City, by quite a noticeable margin. It was a large step up from the relatively limited Arkham Island of the first game, and it's the perfect size. I think that the problem with Arkham Origins and Arkham Knight's Gotham City is that they feel a bit empty. Like they were too big for their own good, they didn't have enough to do, so you got bored after a while. Whereas Arkham City balances its size and gameplay options perfectly. There's tons of Easter eggs to find for the Riddler trophies, god damn there's enough of them. There's side quests all over the place, there's Easter eggs like Crime Alley just randomly there for some reason, and you actually have a reason to explore everything by the end of it, which is made even better by the amazing movement system, like the grapple boost. Oh my god, yes please, take all my money. However, that's an award for another day. Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Perhaps the most famous game on this list is Skyrim, and it's for a pretty good reason. It's already an open world RPG, so that allows for a lot of exploration options already. The main game takes place in the country of Skyrim, with its 9 separate holds, and exploring it literally never gets old. I still prefer to walk from city to city when I'm discovering them for the first time, because it lets you find tons of new locations and experience the beautiful world. Each city is unique, if you can call Winterhold a city, and even the smaller villages have their own charms, to say nothing of the large castles like Fort Dawnguard or Castle Volkihar. Speaking of Dawnguard, of course, we also have the DLC worlds. In Dawnguard, we got the Soul Cairn, which is horrific yet beautiful in its own twisted way, and we also got the Forgotten Vale, which, discovering that for the first time, was one of the most breathtaking locations I've ever seen in a game. Oh, and Dragonborn just gave us an entire new island. You know, not really, nothing major, really. It's awesome, even if it is quite ashy and snowy. God, I miss clear weather. Seriously, I've played Skyrim for about 5 years now, and I still find new things that I've never done before in the world. It's crazy, it's massive, and I love it to pieces. Minecraft. How could I forget this game? I mean, it doesn't really fit in with the other 3 on the list, but it's my list, okay, shut up, I'm the expert here. This game was the king of my childhood, and the YouTube gaming scene until about 2016. Minecraft is different than the above games by a lot because it doesn't have a set world. Every world in Minecraft is randomly generated via a seed and is filled with stuff, diamonds, temples, ocean temples, monsters, mineshafts, all that good shit. I mean, I can't really go into it more than that because the game is really simple, but hey, it's Minecraft. Minecraft is fun. And of course, the winner for best open world in a video game is Skyrim. I mean, how could it not be? I've been playing the game for 5 years and I'm still finding new things. The world is beautiful, especially in the special edition, it's fun to explore, and I've already said everything else about it already. The soundtrack of a game is probably my 3rd most valued thing when it comes to a game, behind is it fun and does it work. The sound can make epic moments more epic, tense moments even more intense, scary moments fucking horrifying, and emotional moments genuinely tear-worthy. So, of course I'm going to reward a game for having a good soundtrack. Let's get straight into it. Dark Souls 3. If you love epic choirs, then this is your game. Seriously, the themes to accompany each boss are so damn amazing, mostly, and you can't help but be hyped when fighting against them. Soul of Cinder, Slave Knight Gale, Lorien and Lothric, Yhorm the Giant, all of their pieces are absolutely beast and they get my blood pumping every time. It also makes the endless deaths far more tolerable having something to listen to while it happens. Also, to give special mention, the credit song that came with the Ring City DLC, Epilogue, is genuinely one of the most beautiful music pieces I've ever heard, and I get emotional every time I listen to it. Seriously, take a quick listen. God of War 4. So this was a tough choice between God of War 3 and 4, but I decided to go with the newer entry for the same reason I prefer God of War 4 over 3 in general. In the previous God of War games, they are fully action-based, incredibly exciting, fast-paced adventures, super manly, and the music fit with that, with epic chanting that would give Dark Souls 3 a run for its money. However, God of War 4 brought something new to the table. Quiet moments. Just calm, peaceful, character-driven moments that didn't end in blood and guts and spine-ripping. There was no rage and aggression present, and it added a softer side to God of War 4, and the soundtracks they chose to accompany these moments were absolutely stunning. I mean, Ashes still takes me back to the first time I ever beat the game. I mean, not to say that the game can't be epic with its score though, because goddamn. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Now, we've had 2 games with epic chanting, so how about we delve into the world of heavy rock? Metal Gear Rising is the most action-packed, blood-pumping, lyrical songs I've ever found in a video game so far. Admittedly, the lyrics are a little hard to make out at first, but with enough listening you can make them out clear as day. The lyrics perfectly mix with the game, being relevant to the bosses and their mentality, or Raiden himself, or they just sound awesome. I mean, some of them are meme-worthy. If you guys saw my best boss theme video, you'll know that I hold these in really high regard. The fact that the instrumentals and the lyrical versions are just as good as each other is quite special, and the timing of the music to the cinematics and stuff is also amazing. Oh yeah, the other OST is great too, just mentioning that on the side. Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Back to the epic chanting, we have Skyrim again. Do I really need to say anything other than playing the main theme? Yeah, I didn't think so. The combat music, or at least most of it, is great, and they make your fights, especially the boss fights, even more epic. However, the true strength of the game lies in its exploration themes. From past to present, man. Play that song at my funeral. It amplifies the atmosphere of the world so much, it makes walking across the land one of the most enjoyable parts of the game, even beyond the epic fighting. To me, that's something really special. And the winner for best soundtrack is Skyrim. Yes, Skyrim has won again, but what can I say? Can you blame me? Though Metal Gear Rising was a very close second. So damn close, but I guess it has to be this way. So, much to the despair of news media everywhere, we're addressing violence in video games. And how awesome it is! A well-executed combat system can make even the most mundane encounters an enjoyable fight. Seeing as this is one of your core gameplay styles, if this sucks, your whole game gets a lot closer to sucking. So yeah, the following games did it really well. I'll try and make the description of each contender shorter, don't worry, because I don't want this video going on for like an hour or something. Do you like massive amounts of violence? So, do you like swinging swords around like a crazy person? In that case, you could probably play any of the games on this list, but God of War 3 is a special case. Seeing as the game lets you tear through about 50 enemies in one encounter within about 20 seconds, how could I not love it? It's not exactly the most tactical combat style, mainly coming down to rolling, parrying, and just smashing the square and triangle buttons, but it's definitely the most fun when it comes to ultra violence. Plus, the QTEs are godlike. Batman Arkham Knight. Take Arkham Asylum's combat system, give Batman the ability to fly across the map, and add a bajillion new weapons and functions to deepen your combat experience and your badassery, and you've basically got the Arkham Knight combat system. I'm sorry it's so blunt, but I've got to speed these up, man. Come on, it's taking forever. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Though if you want a hack and slash, I've got to bring up Metal Gear Rising again. I mean, your sword actually cuts. How many games actually have a sword that cuts instead of just being a sharpened baseball bat? You have to make precision cuts to perform one of the coolest moves in all of combat gaming, the Zandatsu, and you also have to cut in a specific way to overcome bosses like with Sundowner's shields or Armstrong's rubble throwing. It's fun, it's flowy, the camera can be a dick, the parrying is a nice touch and works most of the time, you can slash your enemies into literally 100 pieces, and the Jack the Ripper mode gives me a power trip every time I murder someone to death with it. It's so cool. Bloodborne. Take Dark Souls, make it faster, make you die quicker, and give you transforming weapons. That's it, that's Bloodborne. It's so fast and aggressive and so damn hard, but it's totally worth it when you master it. It's so satisfying whenever you win. The transforming weapons have to be some of the best ideas ever implemented into a video game, and the saw cleaver, oh my god, I would want one of those in real life. And the winner is Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Finally, a game that isn't Skyrim won something in this awards show. Yes, I give the award to the best sword game I've ever played. I literally own one of the swords from the game, that's how much I love it. Seriously, check it out. Now, obligatory stealth sections in games can suck, unless they're done really well. In rare cases, they can be just as good as the face-to-face combat segments, though this is a rare feat. But hey, that's why we're here, to address the ones that have done it right. Or perhaps the whole game is based on stealth, meaning that if the stealth sucks, the game is ruined. But this is the TGM Game Awards, we're not here to discuss the games that suck, are we? Batman Arkham Knight. The final game in the series perfected the art of the Arkham stealth system. You feel just like Batman, picking off the helpless fools with your various tactics, such as silent takedowns, 5 at a time fair takedowns, coming down from gargoyle takedowns, exploding walls in their faces takedowns, slamming them into electrical panels takedowns. It's all very non-lethal as you'd expect from the guy who never kills. Hitman 2. Unlike Batman, which is a mix of straight up combat and stealth, Hitman is all about the sneaky. I've only played a bit of Hitman 2 and it's incredibly deep. For one, the disguises, that was pretty cool, being able to sneak around murdering guys as a chef, then just change clothes and no one suspects a thing. The amount of different distraction tactics were quite remarkable, as well as the amount of takedown options, especially the story-based ones for their creativity, like throwing a frying pan at people. That was fun. Oh, or you could just mow everyone down with a machine gun, but you know, that's not very stealthy. And the winner is Batman Arkham Knight. Well, I never actually finished Hitman 2, and I finished Batman Arkham Knight 3 times. I mean, it's pretty obvious which one I've got to give it to. Be the Batman. Ugh, I can't believe I'm giving out an award for the most dickhead minions in gaming. These guys plague every new playthrough I make, seeing as I know I'll have to fight them again. The Mastiff from Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. They like to grab me and pin me to the ground and pound me over and over again. I mean, what? Satya. Fucking goat jumpy boys. They're anorexic as fuck, and yet they take more hits to kill than freaking Poseidon. What's wrong with you guys? Spriggan.
We're fucking with my nature!
A Lon Knight Archer. I don't have a problem with one of them. I have a problem with there being a billion of them in one room with platforms with lava underneath them that result in instant death if you touch it, and a game with Dark Souls 2 clunky movements. Yee. And the winner is the Satya, because I hate you slightly more than the others. Fuck these bosses. Armor Spider, fuck you for being a useless nightmare fuel creature. Deathstroke's Tank, fuck you for being the most disappointing boss in the whole damn Arkham series and in gaming in general. Zavok, fuck you for being useless and on top of a wasp. I refuse to believe that to B because bees are cool and there's nothing cool about this fight. The winner is Armor Spider. As I said, fuck you! Now moving on to something more positive is the opposite to the worst bosses in gaming. These guys are absolutely amazing experiences and I will start entirely new playthroughs just to play through their boss fights again. I've got an entirely separate video series planned for reviewing these bosses, so I'll be brief here. Oh, and spoilers for Metal Gear Rising, Dark Souls 3, and God of War 4, I suppose. Senator Armstrong. Nanomachine, son! The story behind the fight, the charisma of Armstrong, the badass and funny moments that take place throughout the fight, the amazing song, it all leads to an incredible battle that I look forward to every time, and I've played this guy enough. Mr. Freeze. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The Arkham games make you feel like Batman, and no fight does it better than this one. Using all your different takedown tactics is engaging, and I just want to keep playing it again and again to see what new creative options I have for defeating the icy guy. Slave Knight Gale. As far as a Soulsborne boss goes, this guy is the best. His damage is appropriate for the final boss in the DLC that isn't the super secret mega boss, yet all his attacks are very fair. There's no bullshit attacks, they're all dodgeable if you're good enough, and they're awesome. I mean, he jumps over your head, shoots a crossbow as he does, and then slams his sword down again all without breaking stride. How cool is that? The three phases of the fight only make it even better, and his health bar is that of a thick boy, yet it doesn't take 10 years to kill him as long as you're fighting him with an appropriate weapon. Boulder and Freya. One of the slightly weaker points of God of War 4 is the lackluster boss lineup, mainly because of all the various troll bosses and Guldvig being a thing. This fight, however, was built up throughout the game, it was a thrilling rush, and it was so deeply intertwined with the story and characters that it was more of an emotional experience than an awesome one. Especially the ending of the fight. Oh god, it still makes me tear up. I mean, not really, I'm a hardcore edgelord, I don't cry at fictional characters. The fight was still awesome though, god damn, especially when the giant snake just ate the ice giant corpse. See, saying that without context makes me sound crazy, but trust me, if you see it, it's goddamn fabulous. And the winner is Senator Armstrong. He'll make America great again. Armstrong for President 2020. Except that would sort of end up destroying America, so please don't. The story. The reason for anything in your game happening. It's one of the most engaging parts of any good video game, and story-driven adventures are some of my favorites ever. To avoid spoilers, I'll be very quick with this one as well. I'm not a very emotional person, I barely ever cry for anything, but some moments in these games hit close, man. They hit really close. Spider-Man. This was the game I jumped into with the fewest spoilers I'd ever seen for any game ever, and I loved it for that. The twist caught me by surprise, and every time I thought the game was winding down to end, it picked back up again just as fast as ever. However, the DLC story is a bit of a letdown, so that drags us down a little bit, but that ending though, god, that really tore at my heartstrings. Assassin's Creed 3. Contrary to what a lot of people thought, I really enjoyed Connor's story and the story of Assassin's Creed 3. I thought it was an emotionally gripping tale that took you through a very non-biased view of the American Revolution. I mean, I say that as a New Zealander. Connor was a likable character and his interactions with the world were great. I loved the homestead missions way more than I should have. It just made me feel like such a good guy helping out my bros. Oh, and the modern story was the best it's ever been in an Assassin's Creed game. And then it started sucking after that come Assassin's Creed 4. I'm sorry, it had to be said. God of War 4. They turned Kratos into the greatest video game protagonist ever, and this was the closest I've ever come to crying at a video game. The moments, man. The moments. And the winner is God of War 4. I mean, how could it not win? The emotional moments of this game hit me right in the feels with the force of Kratos hitting Poseidon back in God of War 3. Each character was written incredibly, there was actual humor in the game, and it also has possibly the favourite moment of mine in all of video game history. Now, for the next award, the most replayable game that isn't an RPG. Yes, that's a category that you probably didn't see coming, but let me explain it a little bit. Basically, this is just a game that I will sit down and play over and over again that isn't an RPG where you get to create your own character, because obviously you're going to replay those more than once unless it's Demon's Souls, because fuck ever going through that game again. Anyways, let's get into the nominations. Halo Reach. Slaughtering aliens with fun characters, a fantastic story, great music, and awesome gameplay never gets old. I love just ripping through a whole army of Covenant with Noble Team, and all the missions have their own amazing parts. However, every single mission aside from Lone Wolf tends to have that one ugh segment. One stretch of the mission that makes me a bit hesitant to replay it, seeing as I'll have to go through the ugh section over again. You get me? Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. It's just so much fun. I've beaten every single difficulty except easy because I'm not a pussy. I replay it on nearly a daily basis. It's so fun and thrilling and I never get tired of it. This game, apart from one teeny tiny section, has no segments that feel like they drag on or feel pointless. The game is short, like I can beat it in under 4 hours, but it's a fantastic time for all of the 4 hours, and thus I play it a lot. Probably too much. Batman Arkham Asylum. In this game, nothing drags. There is no part of the game that I get tired of. Every single part is enjoyable in one way or another, and I have no hesitation to have another playthrough, seeing as the bosses and moments within keep me invested, even though I've been playing the game for about 4 years now. Having a game that keeps you coming back to it, even after so many days have passed, that to me is what makes it special. And the winner is Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. That's 3 awards that this game, or something related to this game, has won so far. And I only played the game for the first time about a month ago, by the way. It's amazing how quickly it's won my heart and mind and made me buy its swords. You did good, Platinum Games. You did good, buddy. So, this is a pretty big moment, one that you were robbed of last year. The greatest game I've ever played. I've already spoke highly of every game in the nominations in one form or another, apart from the ones that I tore into, like Dark Souls 2 or Demon's Souls. I'm sorry guys, please don't hurt me. So I'll just be announcing the winner after the candidates are revealed, seeing as I don't really have too much more to say about these games. So, the nominations are God of War 4. The emotionally gripping experience that redeemed the story of the God of War series and made Kratos into one of my favourite characters of all time. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. The best sword game ever made that broke into my top 10 favourite games within 3 days of me playing it for the first time. Dark Souls 3. This game taught me pain unlike any I'd ever known, and it made me into a far better gamer as a result. It redefined my standards for a boss fight and for gaming difficulty in general. Assassin's Creed 4. The first time I played this in 2015 could be considered my level up in the gaming world. It opened my eyes to the wider world of video games and maturity levels. They said fuck, and I can still remember my very first playthrough like it was yesterday. Batman Arkham Asylum. Night has the gameplay, Origins has the bosses, City is the open world, but Asylum has amazing level design, a spark of originality, and it truly makes you feel like Batman. It just has a certain soul that I feel the other games come close to but can't quite match. Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Go watch the rest of the video, I fanboy over this game enough in almost every aspect. And the winner is God of War 4. Thank God, video's over. Writing the script is such a pain. And with that, we have finally reached the end of the TGM Game Awards for 2019, even though it's currently 2020. Oh my god, that was the hardest video I've had to make in a long time. Seriously, I really overestimated how fast I could edit, especially with my current motivation, but that was the most fun video I've also made in quite a while as well. It certainly beats all the meme videos, even though Sony Vegas is a bitch. Seriously, it keeps crashing like every 10 minutes, and I keep losing like 5 minutes of progress. It took me a whole day to edit this thing, like a full 24 hours if I were to add all the times together. But I really hope you guys did enjoy the video. I put a lot of work into it as my swan song for 2019. I will have an update video soon, describing the future of the channel, what I'll be doing with it, and some pretty big announcements regarding, just stuff that's happening. So stay tuned for that. I won't ramble here for too long, but if you guys did enjoy the video, please like, please subscribe. I put so much effort into this one. Let me know down below what your own winners would be for each category on my list, because, you know, I like discussing things with you guys. And that's all from me for 2019, now 2020. Thanks a lot, Happy New Year, and I will see you guys in the next video.